Your co-worker makes the same money as you. Same job, same salary, maybe even started the same year. But when his car breaks down, he just pays for it, writes a check, fixes the problem, moves on with his life. When your car breaks down, you're scrolling through credit card apps at midnight, trying to figure out which one has the lowest APR for a balance transfer. You're doing math on how long it'll take to pay off a $1,200 repair at 23% interest. The difference between you and him isn't luck. It isn't a rich uncle. It isn't some crypto trade he made in 2017. The difference is $10,000. That's it. $10,000 sitting in an account he doesn't touch. And here's what nobody tells you. Your bank really, really doesn't want you to have that money. Not because $10,000 is a lot to them. It's not. It's a rounding error. They don't want you to have it because of what happens to you when you do. Let me show you how the game actually works. The banking industry has internal names for customers, and I want you to hear these because they tell you everything about how they see you. If you carry a balance on your credit card, if you pay the minimum every month and let the rest roll over, they call you a revolver. You're revolving that debt, month after month, paying 20, 23, sometimes 27% interest. You're the perfect customer. You're the product. But if you pay your credit card in full every month, if you use their credit, collect the points, and never pay a cent in interest, they call you a deadbeat. Let that sink in. The bank calls you a deadbeat for being financially responsible, for not falling into the trap. They literally use the word deadbeat, a term that means someone who doesn't pay their debts, to describe someone who pays everything on time. They inverted the language. And when you understand that, you understand the game. In 2024, American consumers paid $12.1 billion in overdraft fees alone. Billion, with a B. JP Morgan Chase collected over $1 billion just from overdraft fees. Wells Fargo, another billion. That's not from loans. That's not from mortgages. That's from people who ran out of money 3 days before payday. People living without a buffer. People the system was designed to create. Let's do some quick math. Say you have a $1,000 emergency. Car repair, medical bill, doesn't matter. You don't have the cash, so you put it on a credit card at 23% interest. You pay the minimum. 2 years later, that $1,000 has become $1,400. You paid $400 to the bank to solve a problem that $1,000 in savings would have solved for free. Now multiply that by every emergency in your life, every unexpected expense, every time you had to figure it out. That's not bad luck. That's a business model, and you're the revenue. 59% of Americans can't cover a $1,000 emergency with savings. 59%. And 27% have no emergency savings at all, the highest number since 2020. The banks aren't worried about this. They're counting on it. So why is it so hard to save? You know you should. Everyone knows they should. It's not complicated math. Spend less than you make, put the difference somewhere safe. Simple, but not easy. Here's what's happening in your brain. When you live without a financial buffer, when you're always one emergency away from disaster, your brain enters what psychologists call scarcity mode. In scarcity mode, your brain becomes hyper-focused on immediate problems. It's trying to survive. And when it's in survival mode, it literally cannot think long-term. Studies have shown that financial scarcity can reduce your functional IQ by up to 13 points. You're not stupid, you're overwhelmed. Your brain is using all its bandwidth just to get through the week. And here's the cruel part. That's exactly the state where you make the worst financial decisions. The payday loan, the credit card cash advance, the "I'll figure it out later." It's not a character flaw, it's neurology. On top of that, your brain has something called present bias. It values money today exponentially more than money tomorrow. $100 now feels worth more than $200 in a year. That's why saving feels like punishment. Your ancient brain wasn't designed for retirement accounts. It was designed to eat the fruit before someone else did. But here's what changes everything. When you cross a certain threshold, when you have real savings, not just some money left over, something shifts. You exit scarcity mode. Your brain can finally breathe. It can think about next year, not just next week. I have a friend named Mike. In 2005, he wasn't rich, wasn't even close. He started saving $50 a month, sometimes $100 when he could. The bank probably laughed at those deposits, but he kept going, month after month, year after year. Today, Mike is 43. He doesn't check the price of gas before filling up. When his car breaks down, he doesn't panic. When there's a medical bill, he pays it. He didn't get rich, he got free. He stopped being a revolver and became a deadbeat. He stopped paying interest and started earning it. He crossed the line. And once you cross that line, you don't go back, because you're not the same person anymore. The bank doesn't fear your $10,000, they fear what you become to save it. So how do you actually do this? How do you go from "I'll start saving next month" to actually having that buffer? 3 steps, and each one is designed to work with your brain, not against it. Step 1, the ghost tax. On the day you get paid, before you see the money, before you decide what to do with it, set up an automatic transfer. $50, $100 if you can, straight to a separate account. This isn't saving, this is a tax, the ghost tax. You don't negotiate with taxes. You don't skip them when things get tight. You don't see if there's anything left over. The money leaves first, always. Treat it like the IRS is taking it, because in a way, you are the IRS. You're collecting from your present self to fund your future self. Step 2, the boring account. Open a savings account at a different bank, not your main bank. A boring online bank with no app on your phone, no debit card linked. Make it annoying to access. Why? Because your impulsive brain needs friction. If the money is 1 tap away, you'll tap it. If it takes 3 days to transfer, you'll think twice. You're not trusting your willpower, you're designing around it. Step 3, the identity shift. When you hit $10,000, don't touch it for 6 months, no matter what. Not because you're being cheap, but because you're proving something to yourself. You're becoming the kind of person who has $10,000. The identity comes first. The behavior follows. You're not trying to save money. You're becoming someone who has a circuit breaker. Someone who can absorb a shock without the whole system going down. Someone the bank can't profit from anymore. Here's the truth nobody in finance wants to tell you. The bank doesn't fear your money. $10,000 is nothing to them. They fear your transformation, because the person who has the discipline to save $10,000 is the same person who will eventually have $200,000, $500,000. You stop paying interest, you stop earning it. You flip from being the product to being the customer they have to compete for. The system was designed to profit from chaos, from emergencies, from people living on the edge. When you create order, you win the game. The bank doesn't want you to watch this video to the end. They'd rather you keep believing that one day you'll get around to saving, because one day is their best customer.